Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Trent Mott, my co-host, J-Bone, Bill, and Alicia, and this is the Impact Plus Weekly for the week, what the hell is listed on there, Jay? January 2nd, 2021?
Yes, first one of the year.
Holy crap, the first Impact Plus Weekly for 2021. Wow, we are here. We're all glad to be here.
Hey, Impact Wrestling, it's great to be here tonight.
Tony Khan's happy to be here. Everybody's happy to be here tonight.
Hey, Tony, so glad you could come.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to 2021. I feel like we've been in 2021 for like a month already, but it's only been like 10 days. But
it's barely been a week, and the action from last night was like enough to like usually you get that stuff like halfway through the year.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But yeah, we're all here hanging out. We're going to talk Xplosion, a little open forum talk, the general family dinner chit chat. But what's going on with you guys? Alicia, what's new with you? How's the weekend?
Very chill and low key. Ate some delicious snacks while watching Genesis last night. Misspelled the hashtag a bunch of times.
I saw one of them because I replied to it.
Janice.
Yeah, it was Janice. And then some guy, I saw some guys like, you have your hashtags wrong. And I went to reply and it said it had been deleted.
Well, I had a couple of cocktails and, shit happens.
You're like, Janice is a great show.
Didn't even notice it until it was pointed out.
We're going to talk about Janice 2021 in just a few. And but yeah, Bill, you're on the road still till tomorrow. What's going on with you? What shows were you at? Who'd you run into this weekend? And what's new?
Yeah. For anyone that wasn't on Thursday's throwback for the updates, I guess we did our little special on Wednesday. So obviously it was down south, Good Brother territory. That's all we care to remember about that show. And then. But then, obviously, for anyone knows of, obviously, TNA legend, the Hulkster. There was the run-in with the Hulkster at his new restaurant on Wednesday.
So random, just so random. Like you run to Hogan and Bischoff at lunch.
Yeah, and Bischoff was there too. So
what the hell? And Elektra.
And then Elektra Thursday after. Actually, was which day did we do that? It's all.
Well, you ran to Hogan
together.
You ran to Hogan on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Hogan on Wednesday. So then it was it was the next day. It was Thursday. It was Elektra. So actually, right before the show, it was earlier that night.
Yes, I don't think Alicia heard this. Alicia, he was at a restaurant, and she referenced your GCW T-shirt, right? Well, tell Alicia the story. She wasn't here that day.
Yes. I was wearing my. See, I think I have it.
He brings the merch table with him. He brings the merch table to
my GCW hoodie I was wearing. And let me see if I can get a logo.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as we talk about Blake Christian, he's kind of the GCW guy. So there, and then kind of had the writing on the back.
All right. Yeah.
We are GCW. So when we first sat down, obviously face mask, shield. A woman's like, "Oh, is that an ECW sweatshirt?" And it was like, "Oh no, it's GCW, kind of like a modern ECW in the Northeast." Out of Jersey, like Philly, Jersey, we were saying, and didn't take too much note of it. But then as kind of the night went on, she said near the end, "Oh, I used to wrestle." And she's like, people recognize me from time to time. And then she laid a couple hints out there. So I'm thinking, I'm putting my head on. I'm like, she mentioned ECW. ECW makes sense. But then I had to go from the beginning till the end.
Because not that many women.
She knew I got it. She looked over and is like, as I'm saying, it's just like, she's like, Elektra. And I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so I loved Elektra too. I was a huge fan of Elektra, but it's either with ECW. There's maybe 8 women.
Handful.
Yeah, tops who have gone through in terms of ballet. They didn't have a women's division.
No, they had the early ballets and the late ballets.
That was it.
That's it.
I mean, honestly, it was Francine, the eventual Lita, Elektra, Tammy, Beulah, I mean, maybe
and
couple
then
more.
they had some cups of coffee, like Luna was there for a cup of coffee. Yeah, there was
Chastity, right? Like, yeah, there's maybe like there's under at most 10. Like you could probably name.
Also, Lita's name in ECW was Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality. She changed it to something else later on too, though. It was like
I don't remember.
It had like another, like she went from Miss Congeniality to like something, and then she was gone. It was, but like I remember maybe 2 months she changed it to something else. It was so like randomly done. But yeah, it was Miss Congeniality first, which is so random. But Lita, awesome friend kind of a friend of the show because she has invaded our show twice. So
yes,
Lita,
and just a heads up, I was thinking that we should probably tag her in this because when we get to Around the Ring, we get a name drop of Lita.
Yes. We'll talk about that, and we should tag her when we do the plug. We'll tag her when I do the plugs tomorrow morning to plug the replay and stuff. I'll definitely tag her on that. So, but yeah, and then the hashtag and stuff, J-Bone, throw Lita in there. Maybe she'll catch it. There was some little pretty cool little name drop for Lita by Deonna in there. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, she was dropping a lot of stuff, promotions, people.
She was.
But just to add into that, because that's where we kind of left off on Thursday. Now, obviously, I did see another TNA Impact person Friday. Didn't interact. It was outside the venue. Because Friday was No Peace Underground.
Okay.
And as we're leaving, as Dave and I left, who's outside the bar talking to like the front door guy? Father James Mitchell.
Are you serious?
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, this in Dayton, Florida? Because
this is Orlando.
Because I know he lives around the Daytona area or Dayton.
So Daytona's within an hour.
Yeah.
So
okay. Gotcha. That's funny, man. That's great. Like, what the hell? Like, this trip is so random. This is the most like random trip you ever had. I love it.
It's up there. It is up there with random. I agree. Although I give credit to Dave on Thursday. He called meeting Hogan, so I got to give him credit. He had that inclination that it was going to happen. So if it did, but yeah, Elektra. If you had your money on that.
That's
winning the lottery with something like that.
Yeah,
totally.
Man, that's really cool. That's really cool. I'd love to meet her. She was definitely one of my favorite ECW ladies. So that's really cool, man. Awesome trip so far for Bills to Death. Travel safe back. So let's talk Xplosion. Well, actually, real quick, if you guys missed Genesis last night, we did a review, but you missed one hell of a fucking show. That show was fire hot.
It was good.
Like for
so good.
Yeah, like for like an Impact Plus, like kind of like a special that's been squeezed in with like Hard to Kill going on and shit to kind of like squeeze this one in the middle of it all. I thought, man, they killed it.
It was so unique because it's basically the future of the X Division. Well, at least let me rephrase that. We hope it's the future of the X Division because, I mean, as good as this show was and how good the action was and how great everyone did, especially Blake, we were just talking about that before we went live. Man, if that's all I saw on social media over the last 12 hours, 24 hours or whatever, people online just saying, hey, hire so-and-so, hire so-and-so, hire so-and-so. And it was all stuff from last night, you know, and then along with, and then people in the comments adding everyone from the last, the women's tag tournament, all the new fresh faces of the knockouts too. So yeah, this roster is really going to be growing over the next few months, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. I like Casey Navarro also a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
like
got the personality.
That's what caught me. Like that kid cuts one hell of a promo.
Sure
I'm like, man. That like the one thing I still say, like I want more character definition from all these guys, but at the same time, like right away though, that Casey Navarro, I'm like, this guy, like he could easily become a very strong character because he's so good at talking.
With the character.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Really cool.
He reminds me of a young Ricky Starks, and I mean that as a complete compliment because Ricky Starks and the other brand of AEW is the promos he cuts. And he's very young. He's 20-something. He sounds like he's good beyond his years. I mean, he's good enough that when Taz is done and running out of words, he hands the mic over to Ricky Starks. It's like, oh my God. He's crazy good. And KC sounds like he's well on his way to fill those same shoes, except on this brand.
Yeah.
You know what I liked? He put out a tweet, and it was like some screenshots of his like Impact Plus, or his like some of his Twitch appearances, like Twitch special appearances. And Bill, you're nodding your head. I think you might have saw this.
Yeah. He put out the. He's like, yeah, like he had the 2 screenshots. He's like, yeah, for my 2 previous times.
Yeah.
On like Impact specials. So that's a guy that he's really putting it over.
He was like, I made a vow that I'm gonna be on this. I'm gonna be on this roster or on an actual show or something. And it's like a year or 2 to the day, almost, or like around the same time that he was.
Yeah, because even on the shows he wasn't working. He did work a couple shows, but like he was security at the Melrose Ballroom, stuff like that. Like he was before Matthew Palmer.
Yeah. We go Matthew Palmer. Bill's favorite guy. This is an interesting comment, though. Casey Navarro reminds me of Zima Ion, kind of like DJ Z. Yeah, that's an interesting
DJ Z gimmick.
Yeah, that's an interesting comparison. I like that. All right, we'll talk about that when we open it up. But let's jump in Xplosion real quick. Let's talk about that. Alicia, one of your favorites is Crazzy Steve had a fucking huge week this week.
Sure enough. Capping
it off with Xplosion against Acey Romero. So first off, Steve wins the match on Tuesday. He goes kills it on Genesis. Even though he didn't win, but I thought he did great. And then he wins against Acey Romero tonight.
Well, technically, this is from the Sunday before, so actually it was Sunday, Tuesday pay-per-view.
Okay, either way,
but still, yes, the consecutive, and he's really his charisma is really growing. Like, I was happy when he came back. I always liked Crazzy Steve, but his evolution this time, when they give him the chance, it is all out. You have absolutely no flipping clue what he's going to do.
True. What
happened with him and Trey in that tournament was priceless. What happened in this match against Acey Romero, by the way, can I just say, it's becoming more and more obvious to me, and people hate it when I do this, but it's becoming more and more obvious that it is absolutely, bar none, Acey Romero in the suicide. Look, did you see? Did you see? I don't know if this is new or not. Okay. The backdrop, it says Triple XL. Did you notice what it said beneath it now?
Yes, I caught this. I saw this.
Is that new? It says fun size.
I never noticed that before.
No, I didn't notice that.
I think they altered it.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
I was like, fun size. What the
He dropped 100 lbs and became fun size. He's still 300-ish pounds. He says he's still 3 bills, but
I thought that was a good touch. I'm like, they're kind of acknowledging that they're losing weight, so that's like fun size. I'm like, that's great. That's freaking brilliant that they're doing that. So that was cool.
According to this thing, it always said fun size.
It did always say fun size?
Oh, it did? Really?
I don't know. None of us actually got that.
I never noticed that. Wow. Shame on us.
Shame on us. We never caught that before.
I think normally we're watching the stomping of the entrance.
I do like the stomping camera.
And usually they came out together, so you don't notice the back as much.
Well, yeah, they kind of stand in front of it. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I never noticed the fun size. Here's one thing I just realized. How come they've never sold the Crazzy Steve monkey? And if they did, Alicia, how many would you buy? Let's just put that out there.
One.
I just imagine Alicia just surrounded by him in bed, I can finally sleep now.
That is horrifying. Just one. I think that would be suitable.
He does have the monkey on some of his shirts.
I do have the shirt with the monkey riding the trike with the balloons behind it.
Which is a great shirt.
His original gimmick with TNA.
The menagerie gimmick?
Which is referenced in this match, sort of.
Kind of. He didn't mention menagerie, though, but he mentioned the family.
No, he didn't say the menagerie. He said the family, the circus.
The circus. What did you say, Alicia?
They did mention that he was tag team champion with Abyss.
Yes. Yes, they acknowledged that. They mentioned that he came in with the family, the circus family, that they went broke running a circus. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know why, like, it endeared me to it. I was like, I like when they do that because it's kind of like cool. I like losing myself in a character.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That build-up was brilliant.
Yeah. Menagerie was fun though. I think it didn't get enough of a shake. It was during such a weird time in TNA though.
Yeah.
Like that came out in a weird time.
It was cool though.
Yes, I feel like
Rebel
now
did the spinning poi in the beginning. That was awesome.
Yes, no, it was cool. Like I feel like if it came out now with like the video team that they got now that does all the cinematic shit, now Menagerie could be incredible. Like they could do wonders with that gimmick.
Who would be the new Menagerie though?
Oh man,
I definitely feel like Jake something could be the
strongman.
Yeah.
He's taking the freaks
guy.
Rob Terry's spot.
It's taking so Jake something's the strong man. Got Steve.
No, who was the main guy? Knuckles
Nuxie?
or something like Nuxie.
Nux, yeah.
He could be that character.
You had him, and then you had the Freak. You had Steve. Who? I'm missing one.
Rebel.
Oh, Rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who I think works for AEW now, right? She's their makeup artist.
Makeup artist / assistant to Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, was she on TV? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been on TV a lot more lately because with Britt Baker's comeback, and now they give Britt Baker her own little TV segment, kind of a la Piper's Pit. It's called, I forget what it's called. I apologize. It's very new.
Good for Rebel because she was always super cool.
Yeah,
I know she just started.
Nice.
Have you met her? I've never met her.
I met her. Yeah.
Super. She seems like she'd be
How's the
very
She is very nice. She is very nice. She did a lot of the meet and greets down at the old Impact Zone.
She did. I remember she did start doing the makeup deal for NXT originally when she left.
Yeah.
She went to get a job there to wrestle. They're like, no. And she's like, well, I also do makeup. And then they hired her for like the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was doing that for at least a year. And then I guess she went to jump to AEW. Good for her, though. Good for her to find her way back on TV. That's awesome. But no, it was cool. It was a pretty good match. Steve does win. I did like they played him up. I like they played the character up a lot more. Like he's reckless. He'll hurt himself to get the win. So
the monkey spot was great.
The monkey spot was great. I did like that. Definitely shocked the monkey. It was very, very good. I dug it. It was awesome. It was a fun Xplosion match. Like they're goofing on each other a little bit in the beginning. Get the monkey out of here, all that. So
the keep away with the monkey was hilarious. They were tossing between Brandon Toll to Acey to Steve to Toll to Acey. It was crazy.
And we got to remember, this was a rematch from Wrestle House, the first Wrestle House match.
Oh wow,
that's right. It was. They didn't reference that though, did they?
They did not reference Wrestle House, sadly.
That does take us back.
Notice.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that though. Good catch. So Steve does win on this one. That was solid. Then let's talk around the ring with our buddy Penzer, and his guest was Deonna Purrazzo with belt in hand.
He's getting big guests. Rich Swann with belt.
He even says that. He's like, I'm getting some good guests lately. Almost like he's like, I'm not expecting anything. Like I'm not expecting this. It's so funny. Like I said, when I was down there, it's such a scramble to get people because they're all doing shit. And when I had the three that I got, like I literally was like, you want me to just go see who's free? Like, who wants to do this? And he's like, yeah. He's like, who do you have in mind? I'm like, so-and-so. And so I'm like, let me try them. And then we just were able to get them. It's more like, and he even said it when he was on our show. Like it's just whoever is free around because they're all just so tied up and he's trying not to bother them. But some pretty big gets though. Deonna talked about some cool stuff though. Bill, you were going to point out, she name dropped a couple of big names in there.
She did. She goes through quite a few. Like first, she talks about her influences training, and obviously references Tasha Steele's already on the roster. Karen Q, I believe she's in Ring of Honor or was there.
Well, she said Tasha was a friend of hers in training, right?
Yeah, in training. So that's one of her favorites to work with. She obviously, we know if you follow Deonna, she's real tight with Chelsea, former Laurel Van Ness, and Britt Baker, who's in the Rebel storyline. But she does mention also what got her into wrestling was Lita and Trish.
Trish,
That's what got her in. And pretty much let's see, what else did I have there? Like she was, and then she named up like promotions in the Northeast, like Beyond Wrestling. So she was putting over a lot of stuff. I'm not too familiar with her trainer though, Damian Adams. I'd have to look him up. I'm not too familiar, but started 19 years old at her first big TV, the Knockdown, that I think J-Bone's going to be reviewing, that 2014 Knockdown.
Yes.
Yeah, you doing that?
Yeah, because friend of the show, Terrence Sullivan, put up a poll, and I didn't realize he did. I thanked him publicly too, and I'll do it on here again. Just thank you. It's like our audience is incredible. Like I'll mention doing something like that, and then be like, oh, but I don't know which like event from this year to do. Some it'll just like grab a bunch of ones, throw it up in a poll, and then tag us in it, and then be like, all right, voting time, and then they put it up for a couple of days, and then they'll let us know who won. I love our audience. Thank you. That's incredible. It saves us time from one extra thing to do, so then we just find out about it later and like, all right, this is what we're doing. So yes, tomorrow night I am going to review the Knockouts Knockdown 2014. It's the debut of Deonna Purrazzo, nice. And I have no clue who else is in it. I'm going to find out tomorrow night. I'm going to watch it and then review it.
You're going to be surprised. There's some names you know on there.
Yeah. Here's an interesting little note about Damian Adams. He's actually from Hackettstown, Alicia. He's a
I know that, yeah. If I ever get to talk to her, I'm going to ask her what's her favorite restaurant.
Nice. But he's from, her trainer is from Hackettstown, and he actually appeared on Xplosion back in the early days, losing to somebody named Mad Mikey, who was, I believe, Crash Holly. I believe Mad Mikey was Crash Holly, yes. And he also has team with Robbie E, losing to Team Canada on Xplosion.
And she does mention Robbie E was the one that told her.
Who called her.
About, you're going to get a call to come down and do this show.
I was surprised she didn't mention her main trainer, though. Rip Rogers, she always puts him over all the time, like constantly online. Like he's like the one who made her essentially after she left training, like the first train, like he kind of refined her career.
Now, the only thing I will say, and if Penzer's watching this, I know sometimes he does listen, there's a cut right after she says Damian Adams, and I wonder maybe if she elaborated too much into it, and that got cut something with maybe Rip.
Are you kidding? Really? I didn't even catch that there was a cut. I got to go back and watch that now. Wow. I wonder why would they mute Rip Rogers though? Like
I don't know if that was there. I don't know if there was something else, but maybe just that got accidentally cut due to that. But I don't know. There is a cut. There is a little bit of a cut.
I'd love to know. And Dave, I know sometimes David does catch us on his Twitter feed live when we're doing this. So. David, if you're watching, I would love to know. Did she mention Rip? Was that cut? And if so, why? Like, why is Rip Rogers cut? I know he's got a lot of. He's a very vocal kind of guy. He talks a lot, and he just started a new podcast and where he's really, really explicit. Like he's just that guy. He's known for how much he swears. Especially on Sundays, the Lord's Day, like J-Bone there, always sinning on the Lord's Day. But I don't know. Maybe they cut it for a reason. No idea. But that was interesting. Anything else? Did you know anything else, Phil? You got anything else down there in your notes?
Just that pretty much the wrestling was like a no-go until she was out of school. But she started training, I think she said 6 months after she got out of high school.
She's still young though, right? What is she, like 25?
Well, she was 19 at the 2014 Knockdown, so
okay,
put 6 to 7 years on that. So yeah, about 25,
26 years old now.
25, 26, yeah.
Okay, still really young, man. Huge year for her.
And talks about the whole what kind of got her to sign when everyone was losing their jobs and stuff. But the right timing, obviously. Look at everything she did. Yeah,
no, for her, man, I got to say she came in and literally made us completely shake the Tessa thing. I swear to God, we have not even really thought about that whole Tessa debacle because Deonna came. Not just her. Everybody played a part in kind of moving forward past it. But she was such a big arrival in the company, especially a woman to arrive. And I was like, man, like we were just like, cool, we got Deonna now. And then Gianna and Jordan having that series, and it's like, forget it. Like I'm all in here. But good for her, man. What were the Jay? Got the recaps or the flashback recaps? Why don't you mention?
Well, it was Jay can talk about that because I think he just did a whole review, including this match from Genesis 2011.
Plug it, Jay. Plug where you did it and where people hear it and all that. Well, what it was.
Part of my throwback series over on Smash's podcast. What's funny is if you look at the date, today's date is the 10th of January. It was, I actually did the review 2 days ago, and it's 1 day off from the original date, almost exactly 10 years ago, that Genesis, 2011. So, yeah. And this was a great event. This was the Beer Money versus Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns defending their TNA World Tag Team Championships. What a fun match! The whole night was great because it was Fortune all under the hand of Ric Flair going and oh damn it. The big group that was like running the whole thing, Sleazy E and Hulk Hogan, Immortal. They were going for all the gold, and Sleazy E, Easy E, I drop them all. So they were going for all the gold, and they had a great night for getting championships. Abyss won, Beer Money won. Kazarian won the X Division Championship. The only one that was not successful was Jeff Hardy retaining on a whim main event match against the tournament winner, Ken Anderson. And that's, of course, one of my favorite wins in classic TNA because he's from Wisconsin.
Green Bay's ways from you, J-Mo. You're nowhere near Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay's up in the thumb. I'm down in the lower palm, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Is Wisconsin shaped like a thumb? Like a hand, I mean?
It's just like
Michigan's a hand. I know that. They're always like, all the Michigan folks are always like,
it's like Michigan with a tumor.
Michigan with a tumor.
And Michigan is actually one of the tumors. It's at the top. It's
Eric Travis here saying to cut your mic, Jimmy to Christmas. Bad joke galore. But cool. What was the and they had that, and then I think they showed Shamrock's Hall of Fame at the end too, right? That was the kind of like the recap with Shamrock's Hall of Fame thing again.
Yeah, it was the inductees. They played The Rock, and
yeah, cool. Always good to. I'm sure they're gonna milk that rock footage a little bit more, as much as you can.
Dry.
But
so what happened in 2020? Oh, a pandemic, and The Rock debuted on Impact. I mean, it's complete opposite ends of the spectrum as far as horrible to insanely great.
We'll take it.
Crazy. Yeah, right.
We'll take it. But cool. Let's open up. Good timing. We're right at that nearly 30-minute mark, the halfway point. Perfect. Let's open it up to talk a little open forum. So topics, Bill, if you see any, just throw them up on the screen. I'll leave that you in charge of that. But we'll see what we got.
Yeah, but so everybody get your questions in there now.
Yeah, if anything you guys want to talk about, Genesis stuff, what's coming up this week, Hard to Kill, we'll just discuss it kind of as a group here.
Yeah, I do want to put that back up there again.
Yeah.
With RK, same thing. Deonna really, that was kind of a big takeaway from the last time Celebration happened for Slammiversary. When Madison interviewed her, she went over that knockdown, got very emotional about that first experience at TNA, now Impact. I think she won over a lot of the fans because remember, there was that turmoil about that interview she gave at the time where it's like, oh, hey, here's a leading question. If AEW wanted you, would you be interested? So that was before she was officially signed, but I think a lot of people got on board after that. But once again, Celebration happening once again at Hard to Kill. So, and Deonna will be part of it again. So, a reason.
Yeah.
Get your spot. They're limited. There's only a couple left, so jump in there.
It's not bad, guys. $110. With that $110, you get a $25 gift certificate to Shop Impact.
Yeah, you get a Hard to Kill T-shirt.
Yeah, that's another $25.
You get swatches. that you cut autograph.
Yeah.
Let's just put that. Let me keep reminding people that I put that out there. I sat there on that dirty Skyway Studios,
And you got kudos from somebody. I think it was it Zach?
I don't know if those are real kudos if Zach's giving them to me. I don't know if he really means it or not. But yeah, you get the swatch, you get the T-shirt, you get some autograph stuff. You get, I mean, it pays for itself, and you get to chat with all the roster. So I know Sammy was on our show last week, drilling me, cutting me down, chopping me down like a fucking terrible, shitty tree that I am, just lumberjacking away and hacking at me. But in the middle of that, we did discuss the celebration, which he wasn't interested in discussing because he's not on it, even though they told us to make sure he discussed it. So I look like an asshole bringing it up, but I digress. It is still available, guys. Only a couple spots. I think it does sell out. Bill, I think you did it before. It sold out.
Yes, and I will be there again. So join me.
Join Bill.
I got a quick question. Someone asked me to ask you, how's your former bandmates doing?
They're doing great. They absolutely have enjoyed this whole stretch this week of Sammy just destroying me. They loved it and are completely down to have Sammy come in and jam with them. This is not over. I swear it's not over. But so we might have to have Sammy back on the show.
Good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you. I got Future Endeavor by Sammy fucking Callahan. But let's hear it. Mir's got a comment. Best arrival, best departure of this year. That's a good question. That's a good one.
I'm assuming he means 2020.
Yeah, 2020. We'll talk about it. So best arrival and departure of 2020. If I can start, I'll say best departure was probably
biggest departure.
Oh, biggest would be Tessa, because I think there's so many plans for her. You know, there was so many things lined up for Tessa. Tons going on with her, and I think it didn't pan out. So it's probably the biggest departure. Biggest arrival. I mean, not to keep beating it, but man, Deonna's been a hell of an arrival for the company. I think she just came in and has done so much so quick that I'll go with Deonna for mine. So, Alicia, you got one? One for each?
Biggest departure would be the Rascals.
Yeah, that's another one too.
For obvious reasons.
Especially because three of them too.
Yeah, I just feel like there was a lot of missed opportunity with them, but who knows? Maybe down the road we'll get them back. As far as a rival, oh geez, I'm gonna go with Eric Young.
Yeah, that's a good one too, because he jumped right. It's almost like he just he came home.
He never left, dude.
Yeah, he never left. He came home. It's like, cool, you're back home where you belong. Made a couple bucks, got some of their money up there. Got in a video game, cool. Now you're back home. Well, I like that. So cool. All right, those are good too. Bill, what do you got?
Well, all good choices. Can't really argue any of them, but I'll go biggest arrival. The Good Brothers. Yeah. They bring the eyes. They bring the eyes. We have a partnership going on, and I think obviously they played a part in it. We're going to see something with New Japan probably this year. Well, we already saw Chris Bay do stuff in New Japan. I think gates are opening, in large part due to them. So I'll give that to them. And Tessa's near the top of the list, but another one, huge plans for Elgin.
Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking too. Another one that, like, those two just had so much lined up.
That may have been Team Canada not happening, is Elgin.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was going to happen.
Because remember, that was the phone call.
That was the phone. Yeah. Plus, they were gonna kick that off at lockdown that got canceled because of the pandemic. So it was gonna start there. And everybody in the chat, go throw yours up here too. Like, throw yours up in the chat too. What would you guys say is the biggest of each? Jay, what about you?
I'm gonna say, I certainly agree with those, but I'm good just for the sake of saying somewhat different. One of my favorites that was here over the last few years was Brian Cage. I think that was a big one. And I think there could have been, given if he was healthier, I think they could have done so much more with him, and he had kind of a rough start to this, this year. When he left, he was injured and had a contract on the table. So that was a little tumultuous, but it's still, I think it's a big exit in my opinion. Still one of my favorites. I still enjoyed seeing him. He's had kind of a wonky 2020 when he came back, and kind of went straight to the top, and now he's got a title. It's kind of similar to Moose, but different. He's got a title that's official but not official. So it's comical. It's entertaining to me. But Arrival. Oh man, God, where do you start? You know what? I'll just say EC3. I think that's another one that really shook things up. And even though like he did the gig with Moose, great little story back and forth, like, oh, where's this going? It kept us patient as wrestling fans, and that's one thing I preached through the whole thing. And the door's open. Like I firmly believe people are like, oh, he's not coming back. Oh, he's going over here now. Oh, he's going over there now. Look, he's got the freedom now, and he just wants to do a bunch of different stuff. You can't blame him, especially for the year that 2020 was. So I firmly believe he'll be back. I don't think his story is done, especially with the storyline that went side by side with it with Moose is absolutely evolving now. And we saw
after yesterday. Holy shit!
Yes.
After yesterday, it all made sense.
Yes.
Like, damn.
Yeah, it was like the ultimate culmination of the Moose story, thanks to EC3. And then last night, it's like, okay, now he's going to get his title shot. It just, man, I've got goosebumps just thinking about it again. So yeah, EC3 is certainly one of my top picks for Arrivals, even though it was short but sweet, and I know he'll be back.
I like what Paul said in the chat, though. You had put it up a second ago. He said the biggest arrival, the AEW fans. It's an interesting one. There it is. That's an interesting take. Some new eyes.
How thoughtful.
Yeah, I like that.
And I gave that part for Good Brothers, but yeah.
Cool.
Well, Kenny Omega showing. I mean, he's not.
Yeah, if we want to count that as an arrival, that throws that. Like I told you in my one thing, he might be my 21 wrestler of the year.
Yeah. But he's not on the roster, but he's showing up enough that he's turning heads.
Yeah.
And,
well, if he's really, Impact World Champion at some point, he's eligible.
Oh yeah, I mean it's. Hey, look at what happened this past calendar year with everything that happened and what they tried to do to spice things up, keep it in this interesting. Excuse me. And now look at what we're already accomplishing in 2021. I mean, I don't. Anything's possible.
Yeah,
true. J-Bone, did you get your eyebrows done or something? Look how nice J-Bone's eyebrows look right now. Is that your new camera doing that?
I waxed.
Do you really? Like, did you do your? I'm conscious of this thing. Like, Alicia's eyebrows look great. I mean, I can tell she takes care of it.
You should see my armpits.
I really don't want to see your armpits. You could have left it a compliment for your eyebrows. I was going to say it's your nice new camera.
Yeah, somebody did say early, like how clean shaven J-Bone is.
He is. He's extremely groomed today. Like, what's going on, Joe?
It's my lighting is horrible, so it hides stuff. No, I'm actually scruffy as hell. I need to trim this and.
Look, he's looking extra. What's his name? Like Bryan Cranston, Heisenberg today. Like you're looking extra Breaking Bad right now, like yeah, like Spider. Like he's Spider Nate Webb, but he's got the bandana. But when he's got the hat on,
yeah, no more Nate.
Bahama Bone.
Did you say Bahama Bone?
Bahama Bone. I really want to get Nate Webb on tomorrow. Like, I want to see if I can get
cool.
I'm talking like 5 minutes. Like, come on and be like, "The hell are you doing with my face?" It's like, cut off. It'd be awesome. Nate Webb.
Which one is the real J-Bone?
And
then have him show up like early, and then I show up like, "Sorry guys, I'm late." They're like, "Oh, but you're already here. Who are you?" Oh yeah, we totally got to do that. I think we probably just gave it away, but yeah, that's what we should do.
Talk about a guy who never got enough. He's like one of those indie guys, Nate Webb, from like that early 2000s indies that's still going now. Like a lot of those guys are done. Like he's like I think he had stopped for like a year or two, got hurt or something, but he's like from that early, I'm talking like that early, like late 90s, early 2000s generation, and he's still out there, man. Like, fuck, good for Nate Webb. I really want to try. I'm going to try to get him on tomorrow or Tuesday, see if we can do it. But cool. What else we got? Any other
here's a quick one. Oh, hold on. People are all
Sorry.
pressing buttons here. Put himself over. All right. All right. Akeem here, because I saw this as well, and we talked a little ECW earlier.
Did you know? Did you know our buddy Hakeem here was named after Hakeem Olajuwon, the basketball player? He told us. He told us that on the fundraiser show. And I thought it was funny because he's so young. He was like, "Yeah, I didn't know who the guy was. My mom named me after some basketball player." I was like, "Holy fuck, how young are you?" I had that guy's jersey. Like, Jesus. Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's named after Hakeem Olajuwon. But our buddy Hakeem, with the new article out right now, go check out his. Hakeem, don't forget to plug your Twitter where you put all your articles on too. But go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Do you think Francine, for those who don't know, Queen of Extreme, Francine, should sign with Impact and be Brian Myers' new valet? And this is a relevant question because Brian Myers put it out there, and she said, "Yeah, I'm on board for that."
She said she's down, and she goes, "Do you know anybody in management I could get in touch with?" And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like Francine, I love Francine.
That'd be cool.
That'd be so random, but it'd be awesome.
And I don't know if this is a good segue. We've got to go through the whole thing, but J-Bo News. There is J-Bo News regarding Brian Myers.
Yeah, we'll toss it on Tuesday. We'll put that on Tuesday. We'll kind of keep the news to just that one. We'll pack it in on Tuesdays from now on.
All right.
But we'll keep it that. So yeah, J-Bo, just accumulate a shit ton for Tuesday. Let's do it that way.
Well, well, yeah, I'm not awake enough for like, hey, news. Yeah, wait, what?
I love Francine. I see Brian Myers as kind of like a Tommy Dreamer kind of guy with that style and size and build. Like he has that flavor to him, and I would not scoff at all if Francine managed by. Because I think he could benefit from a manager too, to be honest. Not that he can't talk, but it's good for him. You don't really get too many guys with a valet nowadays.
Yeah, we need more of that.
We need more of that. Like it'd be just a valet, like the head cheerleader, just being in the corner and occasionally cheat for him and someone to play off of. Like I think he would do great. It would add another element because we're kind of like, what do you do with Myers right now? And it's perfect for him. He kind of has a Shane Douglas type of feel, Tommy Dreamerish type of feel to him for me. And go ahead.
And this brand has been one of the few brands in professional wrestling where a manager or a person, a valet or whatever has been very fun to watch over the course of the last couple of years, especially with friend of the show, John E. Bravo, or Father James Mitchell is certainly someone like that. So to have a valet / manager coming to the picture, I'd love it.
It's a lost art.
It is.
It really is. You look at classics like Elizabeth, Bobby Heenan, The Mouth of the South. Mm-hmm. By the way, when you ran into Hogan, was Mouth of the South anywhere near him? Or no?
Nah, he was not there, sadly.
He's usually with him, though. He's usually around somewhere.
He was somewhere barking into the microphone, probably.
Come on, brother. I'm trying to have lunch on my God, baby. Come on. When I met Hogan, he was with him. And I did take a picture with Jimmy Hart. Super nice. Also, if you're a music fan, Jimmy Hart, he was in a #1 charting group in the '60s called the Gentrys, who have a bunch of singles out. So if you're into like that old '60s rock, garage band style, Jimmy Hart that's where all the music came from. Like he did a lot of that early WWF and WCW type music when he was there. So Jimmy Hart's a really accomplished musician too.
Was he singing? Was he singing in his band?
He was the singer. Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did he have the megaphone too? Or?
No. But they had like a bunch of #1 singles and stuff, like Billboard charted singles. Like it's like such a low key thing about him, but they're called the Gentrys, and he's got a bunch of singles. If you look him up, like they're all like they were on for a bit. But he's super cool. That guy, he's almost like 80 years old, and he looks exactly the same as he always has.
He was just in town recently at some local Milwaukee ICW show. There's ICWs all over. There's one up in the East Coast. There's one overseas. There's one in Milwaukee. Yeah.
He is 78 years old. And like he looks fantastic. Like he looks exactly the same as he always did. So good for him, man. I love Jimmy Hart. I'm a huge Jimmy Hart fan. I thought he was such a classic character. He's made an Impact appearance, I want to say. Am I wrong? He did. He did the Hogan stuff. Yeah.
He had Hogan stuff, the early Hogan stuff. He was there.
Yeah. He did come out. I remember he did remember like when they were gonna bring Hogan in 03 the first time? Like I think Jimmy came out. Like we might see him on the throwback at some point. But he came out in 05, I think, against some other thing. He managed some other team, and then he did the Hogan stuff later on. So he's been there a couple times. But cool. Let's do like one or two more. What else we got? Anything else?
Well, third Chuckle Bro here, with Genesis, and we saw some of these guys at Xplosion. This is appropriate. If you only could pick one wrestler for Impact to sign, out of Blake, Lee Moriarty wasn't on Genesis, but was on Xplosion, part of that crew. Lamar, Trey Lamar, or Casey Navarro, who would it be? Why?
Oh, I'm going Casey because he's got promo skill. The promo sold me. What about you, Alicia?
I'm gonna agree with that. He's already seems to got the package character set for the show that would fit with the show. So yeah,
like it's like a walk on right at that point to me. I'm going KC. What do you got, Bill? You've seen all these guys too. You've seen them all on indies too. Like you've been seeing.
I have seen them all. Yeah. And the thing is, for a lot of guys, you haven't seen much with the honestly on Genesis, Blake's promo, like his backstage talk. That's the most I've ever heard from him.
Yeah.
Doesn't talk it wasn't bad, but like athletically, he just has so many skills. I would still go Blake, and you're hoping for that long term. But Casey, he's the best talker of that bunch, for sure.
Just that confidence, man.
But he's not a big guy. He's not a big guy.
Yeah,
but he's gonna have to use that to his advantage. That's gonna have to be part of kind of his thing. Is that he's the little guy that overachieves.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Jay?
I gotta go Blake, and that's a tough call with KC because he really came in with like you said, a total package. He's got a lot of charisma, some promo skills. You know, the little we saw in the prelims to the tournament last night, but it was eye catching. It was like, wow, this kid's really got some charisma. Blake came in as your average Joe underdog, but as soon as he hit the ring, man, I mean, and he made it all the way through that tournament, just tearing it up. Came in, like I said last night on the review, came in with what looked to be like two finishers, completely just blew me away. That 450 modified splash that he does, where he hits the guy off the top of the rope and then practically beheads himself like Crazy Steve did last night. I was like, oh my god, it's just about, oh man, could have been really ugly, but just an amazing tournament. That's a tough one, but I gotta say Blake, because I think there's so much room for potential with Blake, to watch him grow, watch his charisma, promo skills grow, maybe tweak a look to make him a little more eye catching because it came in a little I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. Babyface. White bread babyface,
Well, they came in as just like they basically sold it like they're indie guys who are just getting a shot, so they have nothing to back them right now. Yeah. So it's just like here, they came in very, very stripped down.
You can only go up.
Yeah. Bill, throw out the question by Eric Travis. He's got an interesting one here. Let's see.
Yeah, the one. Hold on. The recent one. Hold on.
Yeah, he has a question. Yes. All right. I'm hearing MLW want to work with promotions that do a super show. I wouldn't mind if they work with Impact. Maybe tag teams in Impact, and Fatu versus Moose would be good. Do you see Moose possibly? I don't know if there's a part 2 to that, but my only hesitation with MLW is that he's like what's his name? Court Bauer has shit on Impact in the past.
Yeah.
And like he's been negative. I'm like I don't know. I just there was something that's always rubbed me the wrong way about MLW and things like that. Oh, okay, Moose possibly join the Bullet Club as a swerve. I don't see that happening though.
No.
I don't see Moose in the Bullet Club at all.
That's a party of 2. Sorry guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not. I think we got the AEW partnership. You're kind of on a high partnership level already. It's like I don't think you need to go to MLW. You don't really need MLW. It's like cool. We're doing this right here. Getting TNT exposure. Their guys are coming here. I personally don't think MLW is needed. Plus, like I don't like the negative connotation that they put on in the past. So I don't know if any of you guys have a take on that too, but I've really never been a huge
it'd be
MLW
similar
guy.
to NWA.
Yeah.
Like we'll work with anybody but Impact Wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, it's like come on, like you're that bitter, like forget it.
Now, Anthem to acquire any of these companies?
That's
Maybe.
a different story. Well, honestly, what are you acquiring though at that point? You know what I mean? What are you acquiring? Just the name?
Well, NWA, you're just acquiring. Yeah, you're acquiring some belts. There's your secondary title. Oh,
yeah. Shots fired. But I mean, yeah, acquiring the NWA is one thing because you get that lineage and all that stuff. But like, if they're to acquire MLW, it's like, what are you actually getting? You know what I mean? What do you really get out of that you're not already doing on your own? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't see much out of that, Eric. The thought of it doesn't even excite me either.
yeah. I would say more focus on maybe something more with New Japan this year, along with the AEW stuff.
Yeah, let the guys go international, like the whole Chris.
And maybe more AAA. Maybe more AAA.
Yeah.
Like MLW has some great talent in it, and I used to cover it, but they've been I don't know what their deal is in not having women on their show, and just because they do have someone like Selena De La Renta, I'm sorry that doesn't count because you got to have some, you got to balance it out with some ladies, and like I think the last lady talent on there was like 2 years ago with Taya Valkyrie was on there and had a match with I don't even remember who.
Oh, she did MLW? I didn't know that.
It was just a real brief appearance. I think Johnny was on the same show. I think honestly,
Really?
there was a time when MLW and Impact had a lot of the same talent because Sammy was over there with his own.
Yeah.
It was like an alternate universe. It was really cool. He had Fulton over there, and then he joined Impact, which was great. So I had
right. Yeah.
I had the chance to witness him, kind of grow out of the shadow of his WWE stuff and become a new character. And then he just switched brands, which was even better.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they MLW's biggest thing is they need women on their roster. And that's one thing I kind of said publicly is like, hey, I'll start giving them some attention again. You put some ladies on your roster and kind of even it out a little. And, just like any other brand out there, where are your women? Why don't you have women?
That's weird. Did they never have a women's division? Ever? I guess not. I don't know.
It sounds like they had one match.
We have only one women's match? Is that it? Really? Ever?
They had two people on their women's roster last year. One of them was Priscilla Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Love her.
And
I'm shocked she's not signed anywhere right now.
I'd like to see her in Impact. Please,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
she's done some controversial stuff, but she's very talented. And, sometimes the controversial stuff keeps you away. But I think she's done enough positive that, maybe time will erase that.
She's good though. She's beautiful. She's got a cool
very
look.
good.
Yeah.
Ton of charisma. Very.
I'm kind of shocked that like the Impact fans aren't doing like you see all those tweets all the time or like you guys got to sign so and so like her. She never gets noted. I don't think she'd go to AEW because her and Darby did divorce.
Well, they're still friends, though.
Are they still friends? Okay, I didn't know if it was like an awkward thing, like I don't work together.
Trent has bad memories.
Yeah.
Trent's still there.
She posted a picture of them recently.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like a group of people, but they were in the same photo together.
That's actually really cool.
I don't know what that feels like to be friends. I wish I did.
Sometimes things can just be amicable.
Yeah. I mean, they were just pretty short too. Not as short as mine, but they're just pretty short too. And but no, they're super. I remember their wedding photos were like really, really cool. I think they got married on Halloween. Like it seemingly things look great, but I guess as long as they stay friends, good for them. That's all.
Business.
That's true. None of our business. But the controversial thing you mentioned, Jay, like it got her a lot of like positive and negative press at the same time. People like got to know who she was. A lot of people hated it. The whole like, was it like that tampon thing she did, right? That was her, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, it
reminded
was-
people that women have periods, and heavens forbid that ever happen.
Yeah, like
It was in the same line. In fact, I think she did it on the same show as a lot of like the Joey Ryan appearances, where Joey Ryan would do some like dick flip thing or whatever. And yeah, I know, thumbs down.
No, I'm kidding.
But it caught eyes just like the Joey Ryan gimmick, the sleazy stuff, and then Priscilla Kelly just flipped it, and made it
her own.
put it in the direction of women, and then what made it a little nasty. It was it was comical, but it was certainly eye-catching.
It's not, that kind of stuff's not for me, but I always did laugh when she just looks around. She's like, "You want the tuna?" And I was like, this is so ridiculous. But the way she just like was so serious, like almost like, you want this fist in your face, like, "You want the tuna?" I was like, what?
She would yell, "Oh my God." That's
That's how she set it up the first time.
That's actually hilarious.
I was like, what the hell? Let's do one more and we'll get out of here. What else we got here? Anything else?
I'm going to go with... Hold on. I thought it was an interesting one from... I think it was an earlier one. From Kill Steal.
Kill Steal's got one? Okay. I see a couple new names in here tonight, too, so thanks for all the new people joining us.
Welcome.
Yeah, very welcome. Don't forget to join us. We'll be back on Tuesday, guys, after Impact goes off the air. It's a go-home show for Hard to Kill. So we'll be back reviewing that one and just kind of hype up Hard to Kill. Maybe we'll have a guest. I don't know. They're making their rounds this week. We had Sami Callihan on last week. All right, Killed Steel. Should Gut Check return in 2021? I don't know if you need it anymore. I don't know if it's like a thing anymore. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you could pull it off now. And maybe I'm alone. Maybe I'm alone. I'll throw it to you guys. I'm not. I liked it. I just don't think it works now, unless you do a kind of a fan vote type thing where you make it interactive online, and you have fans involved in like a fan vote and partial fan vote, some involvement there. Have fans send in stuff, like whatever. You have to make it super interactive. That's my only thing. But what else? What else you got? Maybe Bill, were you there for those gut checks, Bill?
I was there for some of the gut checks. I think the one thing you'd have to do is we'd have to see the gut check winner in some role before we bring back gut check again. Because if your previous guy is not on the show, who's going to take it that seriously?
Okay, actually, I'm a little off because I'm thinking, because there's two types of gut check. There's like the series show, and then there's the live gut check. That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking more like the one that they did live, and it was the judges. Yeah, that thing. Okay, that I don't think would work. Another like reality show gut check for sure. I think. But it's got to be on Impact Plus or Access. Like, it's got to be its own little entity. Something to draw me in. So, but we got So that's my opinion. Now, if you, Alicia or Jay, if you got anything on that.
I loved the one from what year was that? 2015, 2014. What year was? I'm trying to think, because that was the Joey Ryan, Al Snow thing, and then there was a bunch of other people that came in. Some of them stayed, some of them left, but then the culmination of everything within a year, everyone was gone, including Joey Ryan. Like, it was so.
Fifth time this guy's mentioned Joey Ryan today.
I had too many lollipops. I've been trying to wake myself up. I apologize. The hat's not too tight. I miss him a little bit. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus, cut his mic. He's out. He's out of here. You're out of here, Jay, but you're in timeout. But go ahead.
I'll dick flip myself out of here.
Christ, my God.
Jiminy Christmas.
What the hell, Jay Bone?
You're welcome. No, with the last one was entertaining. It was really interesting to see. I think our biggest pop coming out of it wasn't the talent. It was the behind the scenes stuff with Bravo. We saw a totally different side of Bravo. It was the ball breaking Bravo. Like, you spit on my ring, get the f out of here.
It was basically Bravo on TNI is what it was. That's what you saw that, a preview of Bravo on TNI.
Without the earmuffs and shades. Yeah, it was the real side. It was great.
Yeah.
And that was entertaining, and it was great to see, but I don't think we as fans saw enough of it. It kind of felt like a test run of a gut check, and we still haven't seen the winner. He hasn't been brought back in. Now, granted, last year was very, all the COVID and everything just kind of like put a botch on I'm sure a lot of different plans that they had that we never even came to see.
Surely.
But I think maybe if things didn't go south with audiences and everything, maybe we would have seen him. I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll see. The episodes were short.
What was the winner's name again?
Shogun.
Yeah.
Yeah. The episodes were short. I'd like a full series. If we're going to do it, go all in on this, a 20, 30-minute episode.
Yeah, or at least have that version on Impact Plus.
Yeah. Something where we get more out of it. It was just way too short. But it was good for what it was. That's the thing. I want to see more of it. Just make it an actual full-on series. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Definitely not the in-ring one. Not this one, the one Critical Sting's talking about.
Yeah.
Alex Silva, Christian York, Jay Bradley one. Not that one. But
maybe a combination of the two. It's just the whole thing will work better with an audience and with a live crowd. Because if you just put a bunch of people out there that no one's seen before in a gut check setting, how much are people really going to care about it?
Yeah.
As opposed to like what we saw last night with Genesis was a great way to introduce some new faces. You put the trophy up here and everybody's going for that trophy, whether you're part of the roster or not. And every one of us has our favorites to watch, this person go through the tournament, that person go through the tournament. We're all invested in different people. If you're going to bring back gut check again, it's got to be something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the audience should be there. A live audience is really going to help partake in, who's this guy coming out of the curtain now,
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we'll see. We'll see where it goes, guys. We got a little time. It's early in the year. Lots to do still. They got to get through Hard to Kill. And who knows? I honestly, one of those things where it's I don't know what's around the corner. It's really hard to predict Impact right now, which makes it really fun. And especially like Genesis, the ending last night. Couldn't predict any of that. Thank you, I Quit was classic now. That needs to be a shirt. Thank you, I Quit. That's along the lines of what the Up North fans love about with the whole "I'm sorry, I love you" Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. To me, the Impact version of that has now become "Thank you, I Quit." So it's unpredictable stuff. There's a lot going on with the company. You might get a gut check back. It's literally January 10th. We got a lot of time this year.
Totally.
So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see where we end up. But let's wrap it up here today, guys. We're about at our hour that we like to do on this show. So let's wrap it up now and get ready for Tuesday. Tuesday is the go-home show for Hard to Kill. Don't forget, we'll be doing it. Maybe we'll squeeze in a guest. We'll see. I think I've been hearing something. They want to get a couple of last-minute folks around before Hard to Kill to get the show over. So we might squeeze out a guest. We'll let you know Tuesday morning at the latest. So we'll see what happens. But let's get our plugs in here, and then we'll get out of here. Alicia, where can they find you?
You can find me at Alicia BKK on Instagram and now again on Twitter.
She's back on Twitter. She's back.
Over.
Welcome, Alfro's over. She's back on Twitter. So follow her, guys.
The Twitter box welcomes you.
Follow her back on the Twitter box. Get those followers back up. Cool. Bill, where can they get you?
On Twitter and Instagram, same address. My name, William M. Gardner, Gardner.
And will we get photos of this trip? Somehow, we're going to get some pictures going on.
Yes, there's pictures. I actually downloaded about half the pictures on my phone onto my computer yesterday because I needed the space.
So they're there. He just has to put them up. But cool. All right.
Step one, I've opened the box.
There you go. Step one, he has saved the photos. For step two, undecided so far. All right, J-Bo, where are we going to get you?
You can get me on the Twitter box right here at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. You can also find me over on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. Stop by tomorrow night, either on the YouTube or the Twitch. We're going to do Knockouts Knockdown as a continuation of the Throwback series because it's Knockouts month on Impact Plus. We're going to do the 2014 Knockouts Knockdown, and it's also a certain viewer's birthday, and you might actually hear J-Bone sing Happy Birthday live. Be there.
Oh,
Nice. Oh, interesting. Okay, great. If you really want to hear J-Bone sing live, and you guys can download that video, Zach Bonifer, do your worst if he starts singing. Take it from there and do whatever you got to do from that. But
why do you put ideas in his head, Trent?
Zach's a lunatic, but these are lunatics. So I'm okay with it. But guys, you can follow me at Trent Zuberi over on Twitter. Also, HEMI Music, which is Sammy Callahan's new band. HEMI Music on Twitter and Instagram. Give that a follow too, please.
Very gracious to put it over still.
Yeah, I know. I invested almost 20 years of my life into it. I figured I could put it over. So HEMI Music is Sammy Callahan's new band. But our show here at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or just type in Total Nonstop Impact. We come right up. If you also want to listen on audio, all audio formats for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, rate, review, subscribe. Great. Thank you for the wonderful review by Zach Bonner for our good friend of the show on iTunes. I just saw it this morning. He really put a beautiful review in there. So thank you, Zach, for that one that just went in yesterday. So really, really nice of you. I mean, he might be a nut job. He might be a lunatic. He might put our faces on bodies we don't want them on. But holy shit, he wrote a hell of a review for us on iTunes. So thank you, Zach, for that. And so guys, rate, review, subscribe. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. And then Discord. The link's in the description. Join us on Discord. A bunch of the listeners are in there all week long talking Impact stuff. So get your feedback in there, hang out, and just general topic conversation. Kind of keeps this show going throughout the week if you want to talk more open forum type stuff. So anything else? Did I miss anything, guys?
See you at the co-stream Tuesday.
Co-stream on Tuesday.
Twitch.
It's usually me and Bill doing the co-stream for the go home to Hard to Kill. Another crazy week, folks. Can't wait.
Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. Right when Impact starts, Bill and J-Bone go live, reaction, co-stream, hang out with them, and then after they're done, about 15 minutes after, we go live with the review, and then we go from there. And then all week, it's Impact Week on Access TV. Don't miss all their shenanigans they got going on. And Saturday, Hard to Kill. We are going to have another giveaway. We did a giveaway for Genesis. We had a new friend of the show who won the contest. Her name slips my mind right now, but she won the code on Saturday for Genesis. We'll have another one for Hard to Kill. So check out our Twitter at We Talk Impact. Another giveaway coming up. So if you don't have, if you haven't already pre-ordered it, you could win a free code for Hard to Kill on Fight TV. So give our buddies at Fight TV a follow as well, guys. Cool. That's gonna do it for us. We'll guys have a great week. We'll talk to you Tuesday night after, during and after Impact, and it's Hard to Kill week. So let's have a good time. We will talk to you guys later. Have a great week, everybody. Good night.